And what's fascinating about the Chabad Lubavitch Hasidic sect is that what separates it from the others is that it embraces technology. Most of the Hasidic Jewish sects don't; they'll stay away from technology, and to a certain degree, so do the Chabad guys. But they will incorporate new technologies. Schneerson was their main rabbi, or their last rebbe. He talks about technology and science and how it all can come together to achieve these outcomes. So you're seeing this come back again. They're not opposed to using modern technology. It's said, even on their own website, that they were one of the first 500 websites to hit the internet when it was launched. So they embraced this technology, and they still are now. They're very much transhumanists. So this is why the Rebbe tells us science needs Torah, especially the mystical aspects of the Torah. And Torah needs science. Science discusses the outer layer of existence, the material world, the droplets of water that reach our perception. Torah discusses the inner soul. Remember duality, there's two worlds here. There's an inner reality, an outer reality, the seen and the unseen. That's why you have a book that when you read it on the surface, you have all these allegorical stories that you think someone walked around and actually did these things, and then you have the underlying real reality. I mean, other people will argue there's several realities there, and I would as well. But there's a mystical reality, and there's this kind of materialistic understanding of these texts. So Torah discusses the inner soul, the mists that are out there, and further still. Since the droplets are of the mist, they can be best understood by one who knows the mist as well. And on the other hand, understanding the droplets is a vital part of understanding the mists. They're one and the same. It's like the sea. The water, when does the water become the sea? When does the drop become the sea? It's all intertwined, these worlds, but one of them is seen and one of them is not so much. Probably not a great example with the water, but you know what I mean. There's two things going on here, and the one is the seen and one is the hidden. Same with the Statue of Liberty. Over time it oxidized. They knew that was Shekinah revealing her true self over time. They know these things. It's alchemical principles. So this is a little bit from the Rebbe. So you heard about the Rebbe there and what he was talking to. This is from the Chabad Lubavitch website. I won't read it all, but I want to give you an understanding and basically some proof that these guys embrace this technology, this D-Wave technology. So already existing today are functioning quantum computers that exploit a strange paradoxical property called duality and utilize it to magnify processing power by incredible leaps and bounds. Remember, the whole thing, black and white squares of the Kabbalah, of these belief systems, are duality. The chosen ones and the not chosen ones. The line of Cain, which we were supposed to be in their belief system, and they're the line of Seth, which was the brother after Abel, who Cain slew. Although that's an inversion as well, according to some other faiths. And you can see how it all just twists up. Duality means that before you observe a quantum, like an electron or a photon, it simultaneously has two opposites and contradictory properties. For example, spin up and spin down. The idea behind quantum computing is that instead of the either-or logic that require computers use, like normal computers use, computers use, quantum computers can use two or more superimposed states at the same time. That ramps up processing power dramatically with every qubit, i.e. every quantum in the processor. So look, superimposed. What is the flag of Israel? Some say it's the Seal of Solomon. I don't actually believe that's what it is. It's the Star of Remphan, some say as well. But look at the Star of Israel. Look what it is, the Star of David, apparently. It's two triangles superimposed on top of each other, two worlds superimposed on top of each other, so above as below, superimposed on top of each other. There's two things going on here. There seems to be a replacement theory of them replacing us completely because they believe they're of another species, and that's the wording that they use in the Tanya. Or there's a combination of the two, which hybridization of the two, but will only leave the genuine sparks to be human, and the rest would be human 2.0. Madness. D-Wave Systems, a leader in this field, has already tested 16 and 28 qubit processors, which have been brought up by Google and have already solved tricky image recognition problems that regular computers could not handle. Now D-Wave is testing its new supercomputer with a 128 qubit chip that will simultaneously hold 100 trillion bits of information compared to the number of atoms in the earth. This is, again, from the Chabad website. These are the things they're looking into. They fully embrace these principles and this technology to be able to bring about their world to come. They're not shying away from this stuff at all. So when you see the likes of Elon Musk wetting his pants over Google Willow, who's the high priest, Aaron, that's why. That's why. And then when you look on the Google Willow logo, it's the willow tree, which is the data, the green type data you see in the Matrix streaming down. That's exactly what it is. They're telling you, you've just got to be able to read their languages. That's what this show is always about. It's about decoding their madness. I don't believe these things are true in certain, like, worldly examples, but maybe they are. Maybe they do actually work. But these people definitely do. The Zohar says God looked into the Torah and created the world. Kabbalah teaches us that Torah is the blueprint of creation, so it is not surprising that we find a parallel to quantum duality in Judaism. Of course you do. Of course you do, because these computers were built on that principle. That's how they were built. But there is a truth to this. There clearly is a truth to this understanding of reality. They know how reality works. There is a truth to this. The outcomes that they want and what they're weaponizing it for is the issue. This information was available to all of us, and it's our birthright, not just a select few. They selected themselves.